Hello there, David from London and Home County Safes, and we're doing another product video today, another safe video, and this time it's the Eurovault Aver Eurograde 1 size 3 key locking safe, brought to you by Burton Safes, and we are London and Home County Safes. Please like and subscribe. I'm really trying to build this channel up. Thank you. If you're looking for a safe or you need any advice, I'm going to put my WhatsApp phone number up now, and I'll put it in a few times again during this video, and it'll also be in the video description. Just drop me a chat and I'll happily advise you. No charge. This safe is the size 3 from 5 sizes available in this Eurograde 1 range. We're looking at the key locking version. There's also a digital keypad version. Also, if you wanted, they can specify a traditional dial combination or even a biometric thumbprint or fingerprint reading version. On our website, we only have the key locking version and the digital keypad version. If you wanted any of the other two options, please get in touch. So Eurograde 1, so this safe is tested and certified by the test house ECBS to the standard EN 1143-1, grade 1, which means for insurance purposes, this is suitable for storing either £10,000 in cash or up to £100,000 in your valuables. More on that in a minute. We'll have a look at the certification. Let's cover the dimensions, the external dimensions anyway. So the height is 650 millimeters and the width is 440 millimeters. The depth of the safe is 430 millimeters. And what you might need to know is the handle protrudes another 46 millimeters beyond that 430 if you're planning it in a cupboard or something that's tight on the depth wise. So this version is key operated, so it comes with 2 keys, and the lock itself is a lock certified to VDS Class 2, which is EN 1300 Class B. That's your handle and that's your keyhole cover. We'll open the safe in a sec, but one thing I always fail to mention is don't be fooled by external hinges on proper safes like this. Doesn't matter if you take a blowtorch and cut these off, you still would not have the safe open. It's simply there to facilitate the fact that the door is very thick, and if the hinges weren't external, the door wouldn't be able to clear its opening to swing out. Okay, hard doing it one hand, but we'll pop the key in, and it goes in quite deep into the door, because as I say, the door is very thick and the lock is quite deeply set in there. And then we're going to rotate the key. Now that's unlocked, but you still can't pull the safe open because you've got to operate the handle and then pull the safe open. And what the handle does, it operates on moving the handle, the bolts on the safe here. So with the safe door open, you can see the internals. Comes with 1 shelf. These are optional on our website, these carpet bases, which if you wanted one for the shelf and for the base of the safe, you'll need to specify 2, as are these lights that I've put in to just makes it easier to film inside. These magnetic lights that are movement activated, so they turn off when you shut the safe door and then they wake up again when you open the door. Again, they can be purchased on our website. So as I said, the certification, so these are the test plates. One for the burglary resistance and one for the fire resistance. So here we have it is your EN 1143-1. So that's Eurograde, and Eurograde resistance grade is 1. And that's the Burton designation, Eurovault Aver grade 1 size 3, 158 kilograms. Not sure about the weight because it says 155 on their brochure, but I'm more inclined to go with that. So we'll say 158. This one's being installed soon. We're still installing it on Monday for a customer. This certificate is for the light fire storage. So this gives you your protection for fire for 30 minutes. And that's our website if you want to check this out. There's also a link straight to the product in the video description, londonsafes.co.uk. If you wanted additional fire resistance, you can also buy this as an accessory, which is a fire retardant and water retardant wallet that you can pop inside the safe. Like that, and put your documents or anything you wanted extra protection for inside that and inside the safe, if you see what I mean. Another accessory available from us is this safe dry dehumidifier, which is one of those bags filled with those desiccant, particles that absorb moisture. It's reusable, so you open it up and then you put it inside the safe, and it will keep everything dry. And then when it's fully absorbed all the water it can, you pop it on a radiator, and it dries out, and then you reuse it again. Another couple of options, and then we'll get back to the safe. So if we're installing the safe for you, so if you're in our service area, which is London and the home counties pretty much, if you opt for one of these, either the Supra C500 key safe or the Burton Digital XL, which are both secured by design key safes, we will supply and install it for you while we're installing the safe. So the price you see on the website for this is including installation at the same time if we're installing a safe for you. Okay, internal dimensions are: the height is 580 millimeters, the width is 360 millimeters, and the depth is 290 millimeters. The depth seems shallow, doesn't it, compared to the external depth, but if you think about how thick the door is very, very thick, and the door will shut up to that line where I've got the carpet up to sort of this shelf, as you can see. So you lose a lot of internal depth because of the thickness of the door. Storage, or internal storage capacity or volume, is 63 litres. So the bolt work, you've got bolts at the top and the bottom, and also on the side, there's the bottom. So what I was saying about the hinges, you can see the hinges from the inside. If you cut them off, it really wouldn't matter, because these bolts, top and bottom, would be locked in here. There's a receiver plate for those, another one on the bottom, so they're locked against this solid rebate here. And the main bolts, as you can see, there's 4 bolts there. They also do the same thing and are locked into those receiver plates there, top and bottom, and the 2 middle ones just behind that rebate. So you've got the strip here, which expands if there's a fire and seals the door up into its opening, help to protect the contents. Safe is all steel construction, so you've got a steel outer. Then you've got your infill, which is a version of concrete, fire retardant. And then you've got your inner steel box. The shelves can be repositioned or taken away completely. You just move those little brackets if you didn't want the shelf, if you had something very large. In fact, the person that's buying this, it's for a couple of very expensive handbags. So I'm not sure if they'll be using the shelf, but turns out the handbags have got to be insured specifically because they've gone up in value so much. Who knew? I don't know anything about the world of handbags. Now we'll have a quick look at installation of the safe, and then we'll look at the sort of things that you can fit in there. So what I'll do is I'll take these carpets out. That reveals this plastic bung that covers the base fixing hole. Now Burton safes, and most safe manufacturers of heavy Eurograde safes, talk about bolting to a concrete slab, which is quite rare to find in UK homes where there's a concrete slab, more common on the continent. There's a semi-pre-drilled hole at the back. That's a plastic bung again for bolting to a wall. In practical terms, when we fit safes, we very rarely find a concrete floor, and almost exclusively these safes are bolted with an expanding anchor into a brick wall behind, fully insurance approved. It's not your fault if your property doesn't have a concrete floor and your insurance company require you to have a safe. We install the safe in the best possible way that the surfaces in your home allow. I'm going to do a separate video on installation because I do get quite a lot of questions. But here's my WhatsApp number again. Get in touch. Oh, the lights just went off. And if you've got questions, show me a picture of where you got in mind, or a video of we need to plan how we'll get the safe from the vehicle into that location as well. So, but I can help on what we need to see on the video wise and send that over. Over the last few years, they've started providing this type of screw-in bolt where you drill a pilot hole, and then with a electric ratchet, you drive this into the concrete. So it's like a self-tapping screw for concrete. We don't tend to use them. We tend to use more old school expanding rule bolts and things like that, which we're more used to. Also, the length of these. I mean, you know, who's got a slab of concrete that thick? If you have got one, it's unlikely to be that thick. More often than not, it's going to be a block and beam floor that's concrete in a new build, and we wouldn't want to be drilling that deep, you know, especially if there's an apartment below you or something like that. But normally there's underfloor heating, which prevents that anyway. Sorry about the phone there. Okay, so we'll have a look at what can fit in the safe. Start with A4 paper, just so you can see in relative terms how big the safe is. That's a piece of A4. That's a couple of folders. That's like an A4 folder, and that's the larger type. I can never remember what they're called, but they, as you can see, I moved the shelf up one notch to get those in. So you can get those in, no problem. Here we have the ubiquitous luxury watch box, which lots of our customers have got these watches. And as you can see, you'd get tons of those if that's your thing in there, no problem. Laptops, camera equipment, you'd get in there, no problem. It is quite a large safe, really. So this is the bit lots of people like. I'm going to remove all the screws on the safe door and show you how the safe works. Okay, the cover's off. Quite a number of screws there, and that's the cover, the door cover. And here's the mechanism, so you can see how the bolts are all connected. I'll rotate the handle. So as I'm turning the handle, you can see the bolts. You see this platform moving backwards and forwards. So they were all connected to that single platform, and the top and bottom ones going backwards and forwards. The bolts themselves, if I extend them, they rotate, which has been a thing for a number of years on safes. And the idea is a hacksaw attack. If someone could possibly get a hacksaw in here to try and cut a bolt, it wouldn't bite because it's revolving. Bit of a nonsense if you ask me. That's a first. I've never seen plywood. I've never seen wood of any kind inside a safe. That's interesting. I think it's just being used as a packer, which is fine. The actual lock lives there. That's the lock. So that's the bit that's connected to the key. The key is in the lock there. And that's mounted onto this hardened plate. Normally they use manganese. And that's for a secondary lock. So if this was a different version that had 2 key locks, that's another hardened plate that's been locked on there. And you've also got this, which I've not seen before in the door, in that form anyway, which looks like fire retardant concrete, which has been added into the spare areas there. I had a comment recently, and of course you can comment in the video if you've got questions as well, or observations. They asked me about the testing, about the specific testing for the Eurograde for EN1143-1. I don't have access to that. You can download it. I think it's about £200 or £300 if you want a copy of it to see exactly what they do, but they don't give that information away free. But suffice it to say, they attack the safe with particular techniques and tools in order to gain entry to it. I think they do gain entry to the safes, and then depending on how difficult it was to gain entry, then they issue that certification accordingly, different grades, you see. Actually, my curiosity is going now. I'm going to take this cover off. I want to see what the actual lock is and what the bit of plywood is doing. So there it is. I've taken it off. It's just 4 screws, and here's our Dormacaba lock with its certification on it. And as I said, it is just a bit of packing on it, it just presses against the lock, as you can see there. Probably those screws are done up very, very tight. Maybe it's just pressing on there to stop the screws working loose. I don't know. So they can work loose over time, but if they're done up with spring washers, there's some argument in engineering worlds whether or not spring washers work or not, but they'll be locked tight on there as well. So yeah, that's all good. Now that I've got that off, I can show in a bit more detail. So this is the lock. That's the bolt of the lock. So when the key is rotated, actually I need to move the bolt work out of the way. I put the bolt work into the lock position. When the key is, I'm rotating the key on the other side. You see the bolt throws across, locks this mechanism. So now the bolt work cannot move. So if I try to move, I'm now trying to move the handle, it won't move. Retract the lock, and now you can move the bolt work, and that's how the safe operates. The electronic versions are very similar. It's an electronic lock, slightly different design that's connected to a keypad. So it's the same sort of principle. It'll be the same mechanism, just the lock interferes with the mechanism in a slightly different way, but it's electronic instead of mechanical. Okay, quickly put all that together again now. Okay, interestingly, I put the cover back on, but while I did, I looked, and there is a gap between the back of the screws and the plywood. So, as I say, every day's a school day. I've been doing this a long time. Please comment if you know why they put this piece of plywood in there. Please let me know. I'll be very happy to learn from you. Okay, it's all back together now. And that's about it, really, for this particular safe. If there's any questions, please message me. Here's my WhatsApp number once again. Or you can comment in the comment section below if you want to. But obviously, with safes, it might be a private matter, so, get in touch. Also, you can contact us from the website. londonsafes.co.uk. And if you want one of these or any safe, this is where we supply and install. Our safes include a free delivery and free installation on this type of bolted safe where we bolt them in. We are the top rated safe company on Trustpilot with over 230, I think, 5-star reviews. Also about 90 5-star reviews on our Google page. And I'll put up now a link to a video that you might find interesting if you've got all the way to the end of this one. It's a safe that we highly recommend. It's the safe that we supply and install most often. Thank you very much for watching.